It might seem unsettling at first, but in Bali, there are entire villages that depend on carving skulls for survival. They're taking death and they're glamorizing it. And the people here love it because it's saving their traditional art form.
He like arts basically, and he can put what in his mind to the reality.
So he sort of loves that he can get a living from being an artist.
Yes.
Today, we're looking into the Balinese towns that are carving bones for a living and how it's keeping their ancient tradition alive. So this is like incorporated in everything in Balinese life?
Yeah.
All right, guys, welcome to Bali's skull carving village. As you can see, we're very much in a land of skulls. Let's see how this goes down. Skulls from slaughterhouses all over Indonesia end up right here. This tiny, quaint village in the middle of Bali, it's basically bone processing HQ. They come in cleaned up pretty well, but yeah, there's still a bunch of raw gunk on it. It's a skull. So the first stop is the boiler. Basically just this giant steel tub tucked away in a corner, running on wood and fire. It just sits there, bubbling away with bleach and water. And when the skulls come out, they are scorching hot, and you can just see chunks of cartilage dangling right off the bone. And then we begin the process of sort of scraping off any of the remaining flesh that didn't come off from all that boiling bleach. Kind of a manual process, but man, she's getting through these things. A steel pry comes out and she begins working every bit of cartilage off. A bunch of smaller, looser bones get scraped off too. They just fall apart anyway. What we want to keep is anything bigger and structural that's going to hold this whole thing together. Once the bigger bits are gone, out comes the wire brush. A splash of water and everything gets a complete go-over once again. Okay, nice. Hey guys, that is literally the first time I've ever seen some kind of health and safety here in Indonesia. In fact, the reason that my eyes are so freaking bloodshot is because I was dumb enough to stick my head in a vat of acid whilst filming leather making just a few days ago. Woo! Oh man. All right guys, I don't know, there's almost like no descriptive smell in this one at all. I'm not smoking weed, I promise. Before they hit the drying rack though, each clean skull gets another wash down with a paintbrush in a bleach bath. Just layers and layers of bleach brushed on that's hopefully going to sink into that skull and help it come out just a beautiful bone white. They're then racked up and they sit outside baking in the sun until they are completely dry. And they dry out here for how long?
Kalau satu hari, 2 hari, kalau ada cahaya, 1 hari udah kering.
1 day, if it's sunny day, it takes 2 days if it's cloudy.
If it's cloudy.
Tergantung matahari.
Yeah, it depends of the sun.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. And they're ready to have the horns remounted and begin the carving. Out back is where this happens, a small workshop, and there's just skulls stacked everywhere. The whole place is coated in this white, fine bone dust. And that dust actually comes in pretty handy because the first thing they're going to do is mix some of it with a resin. Just spoonfuls and spoonfuls of bone dust along with this resin of sorts. Whip it together with a power drill until it's just the right consistency. And what you have is this moldable paste that is the exact same color as the skull. That putty gets packed straight into the buffalo horns. Making sure every bit of the inside is coated, and then the horns are kind of shoved on to the original horn stubs, and they're held there for a good 5 to 10 minutes while the whole thing sets. I guess it makes sense. Like, what else are you going to mix with the epoxy other than bone shaving? And when the horns come off, you've got this perfect flush mounting point where the horns will be able to sit and rest without rotating. You get what I mean? They're sort of using the inside of the horn as the mold, and then they mold the perfect mount for it so you can just slide it on, slide it off. It's easier for shipping. These things are not permanently fixed. Some of the loose edges get trimmed off, and the skull is now ready to carve. The thing is, carving didn't just pop out of nowhere. Bali's been carving for longer than anybody can remember. Entire villages here built their name on it. Mas with its deep-grained wood, Batubalan and Singapadu with their volcanic stone sculptures. Their work was for the gods, for temple gates, masks, statues. It's all part of Bali's deep history in carving. How long have you carved skulls for?
10 tahun lah.
10 years.
10 years, wow. How long have you done this for?
25 tahun.
25 years.
25 years? That's crazy. How old are you?
40.
40? Me too. What does he like about working with like bone? Why does he like that material?
Mengukir itu adalah apa? Karena pertama saya suka seninya.
He like arts basically, and he can put what in his mind to the reality.
So he sort of loves that he can get a living from being an artist. But in the late 20th century, things started to change. Temples slowed their orders, and while hotels and souvenir shops kept some of those chisels moving, in certain towns, things started to shut down completely. Tampaksiring was one of those places. You would still find carvers here, but it just wasn't the scene like it used to be. So it's like the traditional practice of this village, and he learned from his family?
Ya,
Sebelumnya.
autodidak dari keluarga.
Yeah.
What were they originally carving when his dad taught it?
Earrings like silver,
Piercing and ring.
rings, and then sculpt.
Oh, sculpture.
Yes.
Dari kayu dulu.
Oh, mostly wood.
Mostly wood. So previously it was kind of like a wood carving village, and
Yeah.
then it sort of slowly evolved over time. And then something started to change. In the 70s, a few people decided to mess around with buffalo and cow skulls. Rotisserie tools had come in, and suddenly you could carve the same wild floral patterns and guardian figurines that you'd normally see on those teak and stone statues, but into bone.
Kedua tanduk, rusa, dan ketiga tulang.
Really like a dragon.
Like
Dragons? Oh, like this one?
This one.
Why do you like dragons so much?
Kalau mengukir naga itu tidak ada yang membilang itu benar, tidak ada yang membilang itu salah.
Because there is no right and wrong about making a dragon, because no one sees dragon. It's mythologic creature, right?
It's like free interpretation.
Yes.
Yeah,
You like this one?
yeah, skull.
Oh, you like skull within skull. And you could do it with just crazy micro detail that you couldn't pull off before. All of a sudden, carving here had a bit of a revival. People were able to do this full time, set up their own hours, sell to whoever they wanted. And you can't exactly ship a 2-ton temple gate across the world to Tokyo, but a carved skull, that's no problem. And then you can just ship worldwide easily from Bali?
Mudah.
Mudah.
Mudah
Untuk
lancar.
prosesnya lancar.
Ya
Ya?
lancar.
Yeah, it's pretty easy if he can complete the documents to shipping.
So as long as it's legal, he can probably get it done.
Yeah.
All right, cool. And it's not just the skulls anymore. There's marlin bills, deer antlers, dagger handles. It's all getting turned into art. And what is the most popular product to buy?
Domba.
Oh, mostly sculpture and the sheep skull.
Sheep skulls. Why are the sheep skulls so popular? To me, the buffalo looks so much better.
Dia simpel kecil tapi tanduknya gede melingkar gitu.
Oh, it's simple. The skull is small, but the horn have a more texture.
Kadang-kadang tanduknya melebihi kepak tengkoraknya.
Oh, sometimes the horn is more bigger than the actually skull.
So they have like really nice natural horns. So that's why they're popular for the design. And it's just kind of wild to me that a niche like bone carving has stepped in and managed to save this ancient craft in this traditional village. But it works. What is traditional Balinese symbology?
Ukiran kayak seperti ini.
Oh, like this. This is
Like these curved flowers.
Balinese tribal.
Balinese tribal.
Bun-bunan.
Bun-bunan.
Patra.
Patra.
It's like a floral pattern.
Yeah.
It's in the fabric. It's in the house. This pattern in house. In the temple, and also in the accessories.
So this is like incorporated in everything in Balinese life.
Yeah.
With the clean skull in front of them, The first move is to lay down the design, sometimes freehand in pencil, sometimes traced or stenciled onto the bone. And then they just begin grinding away. Sometimes it takes 3 full days for a single skull. It's just generations of carving knowledge at work here. Letting them cut those classic Balinese patterns, often mixed with more modern, tattoo-ish motifs. And to me, it looks like the kind of thing that would take just a crazy amount of patience.
Berarti sebulan bisa 20-an ya dapat ya. Okay, it depends on the design. If it's complicated, maybe he need more time. But in month, maybe 20 skulls.
But these guys, they're into it. They love that they can work on their own time, that their work is rooted in tradition. And most of all, they love that their occupation, it seems, is art. So he just kind of likes the process.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Thank you, man.
Thank you.
And once the carving's done, they'll get stained. Just brushed on layer after layer, a grey or a brown most of the time, but you'll see pretty much everything. Blacks, metallic golds and silvers. There's even skulls covered in reflective mirrors. And these days you'll find just about everything here. Some sold straight out of the artisans' workshops, some moved through larger wholesalers and shipped worldwide. Skulls of every kind. Buffalo, goat, pig, cow, even dog and monkey skulls are lying around. Other bone gets turned into anything you can think of. Carved marlin beaks, polished up and carved horns, dagger handles, animal figurines, rings, pendants, decorations. It is all here. Wow, so there's a lot of pendants.
Yes.
Ya, teman. For the horn, apa nah? Tanduk rusa itu namanya?
Oh, deer.
Deer ya?
Deer horn. A lot of deer horn pendants. That's like what's in trend right now.
Apa ya? Pendant sama ring.
Oh,
Pendants
pendant
and
and rings.
What are some other things you carve here? I see you've got like pig skulls. That's marlin again. Is that right?
The order is routines for the marlin,
Like every
like continuous.
continuous marlin.
Hanya
Yes.
untuk hiasan meja
Ya.
di ruang tamu.
And I think it's pretty cool. Honestly, this is pure cultural preservation. The material's different. It's bone instead of wood or stone. And sure, it's modern tools that make this possible, but a lot of the patterns and techniques are the same ones that they've used on teak and sandstone in Bali for centuries. Instead of just letting the craft fade, they've moved on to a new canvas. These carvers, they're pretty young. They're keen for their children to follow in their footsteps.
Mungkin ya, tapi tergantung dia sukanya atau tidak nanti.
Yeah.
Tapi saya berharap dia bisa mengukir juga.
Maybe, but it depends on the kids. But he hopes, yeah.
He hopes they can kind of like continue the tradition here. That's cool. And it's almost more than just preservation. It's a revival. Bone lets their work travel. They're exporting Balinese traditional cultural designs. They're not stuck waiting for another temple order or hotel project to come in. It's now Balinese florals, Hindu gods, and every kind of tattooed style pattern you can imagine, shipped out as a high-end niche export to buyers all over the world. Hell, you can hit these guys up on Instagram and buy it direct from the carver themselves. And in the end, I also think that they just look kind of dope. They've taken what would otherwise be waste, fertilizer maybe, and they've turned it into something just really, really beautiful. Something that I think honors the animal. It keeps the culture alive, but it also just flat out looks amazing.